G'day. Merry nearly Christmas. Just come see my mum for a few days, my sister. So make sure everyone's not feeling heavy about what's going on here at the moment. It's not heavy. This great reset and this agenda bullshit. It's doomed. It's already doomed. We're not worried about it. I mean, make no mistake, this freight train is out of control and it will crash, even if the people who are implementing this wanted to stop it, they couldn't. And it's so nuts that that vortex that's created will just eat itself. They still can't stop it. Animals. Just have a little munch on your own foot. And we've seen it before. Look what Stalin did. Got so paranoid. You had everybody dobbing on everyone, dobbing on your neighbours. He got paranoid, killed all his inner circle. He had no one left to back him. Look what Pol Pot did. Got so paranoid that people around him were going to be too smart, so he killed everyone that didn't have calluses on their hands. All the engineers, all the doctors, all the accountants, he killed them. He had no one to build the dams and treat people. I mean, these people are nuts. We've seen it all before. We're not worried about this. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. But weakness is an amazingly powerful thing. So anyone who's acquiesced into this, or anyone who's involved in it, these weak people, a lot of weight behind that as well. But if the ship is sinking, if the freight train is crashing, then we are drinking champagne. So Merry Christmas. Have a champers. I know it's going to get bad. I know what it looks like for some of you guys. Way worse than it looks for me. But there's people out there that have got your back. And if you're in your truth and you're in your community, then it'll be all right. Don't worry. Enjoy your Chrissy. Take it easy. And there is strong networks out there. I mean, I've got Greek mates. They've got enough wine and grappa or whatever and olive oil to feed their village forever. Stashed away. I've got Lebanese mates who've got strong enough networks to feed the entire central Lebanon for 20 years. There's Chinese networks here who are laughing at this attempt of communism here in Australia, going, you guys don't know anything. That's not communism. And they're rising up too, aren't they? I've got mates on the farm who could fix a written-off Toyota Hilux with a piece of fencing wire and some chewing gum. They just get out the hubba bubba, tear down a fence, back on the road. Amazingly resourceful people out there with extremely strong networks. I mean, the suburb of Cabramatta, the Vietnamese population there has got enough rice stashed away that would outweigh the entire Iraqi oil fields. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be fine. It's going to get ugly, and we're going to have to do a few things. Because they're going to get us on the debt. Debt is a big part of this. You're not going to be able to just walk away like you have in the past in some countries. Here in Australia, if you want to go bankrupt, it was 6 years or whatever it was. They're going to try and shackle people to it. So you try and get out of debt if you can, and don't try and hold on to it. There's no getting out of this one. It's all part of the plan. You're going to have to let it go. If you've got any cash, keep it. You've got to get numbers off screens. If you've got money in bank accounts that just looks like numbers on screens right now, get it out of there. Put it into gold, put it into crypto, and put it in your own wallet. Get it off exchanges. Keep your property if you can. They're not going to go that far into their plans to take people's properties. You're going to have to do a few things. Get your food and shelter and safety sorted. Make sure you've got tea candles and lighters. Make sure you've got plenty of rice and pasta and cans and blankets and jumpers and a network of venues and people that can support you just in case it really kicks off at some stage. Most of all, make sure you're spiritually and mentally aware. Got to be geared up for this. It's not as ugly as it looks, but unless you're in a big enough space to not purchase into this and give this too much meaning, then you'll be right. You've got to prepare yourself mentally, spiritually, physically. And form those networks. And stay ahead of this knowledge. There's a massive psyop going on here. You've got to filter out who's the leaders, who's not, where the psyops are taking place. Now, I'll tell you this, if you're a dobber, this totalitarianism has always relied on dobbing on your neighbours. If you're a dobber, then you will you'll be caught up with. We cannot tolerate dibber-dobbing. When people's children can't eat and you're the reason, you will get found out. I highly recommend you keep your snipey little nose to yourself and do with your own stuff, because you will not get away with that. And I'm serious. Be careful. And this is going to sound weird, but we've got to stay in the arts. They do not want us having fun. They do not want us expressing ourselves. And they can't police that. They cannot police that. Think about what comedians can say. They can say things that you can't hear anywhere else because they're saying it in comedy with a smile on their face. Think about what they say in The Simpsons, stuff like that. Think about what you can express yourself. Think about what Banksy said and the reach that has. It's really important, the arts, and that's why they're trying to shut it down, but it cannot be policed. Can you imagine that? Sarge, we got a comedian here talking about Klaus Schwab, send in the 412, 212. They can't combat that. And it's so powerful, and it translates. Hey, don't eat that. What are you doing? Just pulling roots from their stems in my mother's glorious garden. Love that dog. Because the world is having a near-death experience right now. A lot of people know that there's a rebirth going on. A lot of people don't know yet. They're sniffing around, but when it hits the fan, people will be very different. They will have had a near-death experience. Search stories of near-death experiences. We're all about to have one. We're all about to figure out who and what is most important to us and what we can do about it. It's not for everyone. We're going to have to let a lot of people go, and I'm making jokes about it and telling everyone everything's going to be okay, and it's going to get ugly, but it will. Just about to figure out what's important to us. Anyway, Merry Christmas. I might send a Christmas message on Christmas Day. Just take it easy. It's okay. It's all right. Just chill, relax. The ship's sinking, we're drinking champagne, but it's not. The out-of-control freight train is crashing. We're standing on the side of it with open arms, welcoming people off and giving them a lovely hors d'oeuvre with a glass of champagne while we watch these fuckwits bring themselves undone, like Pol Pot and fucking Stalin and all the rest of those retards. And then we rebuild it. Love ya. Ciao.